Hi guys, welcome back to Hope is Alive channel. We're looking at the prodigal, the story of the prodigal in Luke chapter 15. We see the first son, he was a slave to sin, but he repents, he comes home, he gets restored by his loving father. It's a picture of God with us. Then we see the eldest son who stayed home, just did everything in a very legalistic manner, and he was a slave to the law. He had no compassion in his heart toward his father, and he certainly had none to his brother. And then we come to the third son in this story. And as I said before, just climb off your theological horse, because the third son in this story is the narrator, Jesus. You see, the son who had a love of the law, he became a slave to that law. And Jesus is speaking here to the Pharisees and to the scribes. He's talking about this story in relation to the mumbling and the complaining. You see, there's no love in a critical heart. And yet the law of love, which this son, Jesus, operates under, the law of love means that you're not a slave like the love of the law over here. You are a son. And instead of hanging out with the Pharisees and scribes, you hang out with sinners. You're reaching people with the gospel. And instead of mumbling and complaining over here with no love and a critical heart, you're rejoicing over here. Remember in Mark chapter 1, the leper, he had never been touched by anyone, and Jesus touched him and healed him. See, what Jesus did the whole time was he fed people, and he forgave people, and he touched people, and he cleansed people. That's a model of ministry for us. That's the type of faith we need to have. Faith and hope walk hand in hand. One will lead you to misery, slave to the law, but the law of love will lead you to mercy. Psalm 103, verse 10 to 14, I'll put it on the bottom. Read that. You can either have a funeral or you can come to a feast. This is how we party. It's interesting. The father threw a party for the son. 1 Corinthians 13:5 says it does not dishonor others, talking about love. It's not self-seeking. It is not easily angered, and it keeps no record of wrongs. And we see with the eldest son, the one who was a slave to the law, he had a whole folder full of what the younger one had done. That's just so bad. We just shouldn't go there. But God's love for us is unconditional. His love and acceptance for you and for me is unconditional. And what the Father does in the story is a picture of what God the Father does. He kisses us on the head and accepts us. He covers us with the robes of righteousness. He puts sandals on our feet to show that we're adopted and not slaves. And he puts a ring of authority on our finger. So God always gives us value and affirmation, and that's the law that we should live by. When we see the lepers, when we see the sick, we should value them. And this is all because of what Jesus has done for us. It's not what we've done. It's not what we're doing. But I just pray that you've got something out of this today that will encourage you to pray, encourage you to minister, encourage you to be a better Jesus follower. Bless. Hey, thanks very much for watching Hope is Alive channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like and click here or over here or just to my over there or just to this side to watch more videos. Come on, you can do it.